Boogie2988 has just gotten into some massive drama, pun intended. A couple years ago, Boogie made the claim that he was diagnosed with cancer. And throughout all of this time, I would say a lot of the positive support that has been thrown his way is probably in large part due to the fact that he said he has cancer. Regardless of any other controversy that you may be thinking of, people are going to tend to have some amount of sympathy towards somebody that has cancer. But now he is under a certain level of scrutiny to the point that it is being alleged that Boogie faked his cancer. So this all basically started when the streamer Destiny was covering Boogie's crypto scam, which is a whole other topic, but he was covering the crypto scam, and there was something that Boogie said that did not sit right with him.
Your coin that you told no one to buy is being bought, unsurprisingly, and now it is worth something. Are you then going to sell that too? If you get a hold of it, are you going to sell it?
No, I won't. So I won't be able to get a hold of it. I don't have a wallet anymore.
Well, they can just sell it for you. They can just make money for you. Are you going to take it?
If I'm being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine with you and the rest of the internet, I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer, and I very much like not to rail at my healthcare too much, but that's something I would genuinely have to consider. And I know that from watching your videos in the past, if I say maybe here, a lot of people are going to take that as a no, and it might end up being a no. So I may as well give you a hard no here, because I very, very much need the money. I'm on $1,800 for the medications right now. I need the money to pay for that. I have a $2,000 a month mortgage.
So here we're seeing Boogie basically saying, well, I guess I scammed my fans, but I mean, what do you want me to do? I have cancer. Now, that's a bad and scummy thing to do, but there would be a certain degree, like a certain level of understanding that you might have for somebody that is struggling through something like this in the healthcare system that we have in the United States, which, yeah, it's very expensive, and in a time of desperation does something that they're not proud of. Again, not right, but you might have a certain level of sympathy. Boogie, however, continues to say something that Destiny really does not like.
I hope you get better with your sickness, and
yeah, it's cancer, man. People don't generally get better.
Why would you say that if you had cancer? It's cancer. You don't get better from it. That's so absolutely not f***ing true. Depends on the type of cancer. It depends on the condition of the patient. Depends on the healthcare available to you. It depends on now hold on. Third one is stupid. Depends on the type of cancer. Depends on the status of the patient, and it depends on how far the cancer has progressed. And then also other things like finances and medical, whatever. But those three are the big ones. Why would you just say it's cancer? There's no hope. That's such a stupid f***ing thing to say. No shot. He's lying. He's absolutely lying. He's absolutely lying.
But the thing about Destiny is that while most of us might listen to all of that and be like, okay, that's fucking weird, Destiny listens to that, and then he proceeds to step into his hyperbolic time chamber and actually researches the cancer that Boogie allegedly does or doesn't have. And then Destiny goes onto Boogie's LolCow Live podcast and starts debating him on his cancer. So it's a pretty spicy debate. You can go watch it for yourself, but I'm going to play you Destiny's summary of his thoughts at the end of the debate that just kind of summarizes his position.
Okay, so I guess just to wrap up, because we don't want to take all you guys' time tonight. So just as a couple things, right? So the story as laid out, if you look up secondary polycythemia versus polycythemia vera, all of the leading things that Boogie talks about leading to his condition are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not the mutation that would cause polycythemia vera. The things that Boogie says that his doctor wants him to check for afterwards, like doing a sleep study, are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not
and
primary polycythemia. And the fact that he says that he had the blood markers or something to confirm it 2 years ago, but is now getting a biopsy for secondary confirmation, even though he says he doesn't have the money for medical bills, but I guess now that he does have money, he's going to waste all of it on biopsying things that are already confirmed, or at least confirmed enough that he wanted to talk about it publicly for 2 years ago, and then use it to fundraise the money that he now has so that he can do the biopsy. But I don't even think he's doing, by the way, I don't think he's actually doing that.
So Destiny, to summarize,
if he wanted to disprove it, all he has to do is show a private party this particular medical thing, and yeah, it would be.
To summarize, Destiny, you're basically saying he's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't necessarily looked into this. I am what some people might call stupid. So I'm not gonna sit here and say definitively whether or not Boogie's claims about his cancer line up with polycythemia vera or secondary polycythemia, which isn't necessarily cancer. That's the argument that Destiny made. You can go listen to it if you'd like. This next part, however, is what ultimately makes me go, nah, that motherfucker don't have cancer.
If Boogie can confirm, that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
No,
Hey, you need the money.
In my medical records for 20, not for 50.
So, Boogie, who had just claimed in the CoffeeZilla interview clips that I was showing you, this guy needs to scam his audience. He needs to scam his audience in order to get money for his medical bills. He is so hard up for cash. He is so desperate that he needs to scam his fans that, for some reason, support him, but he won't take $5,000 to just prove that he has cancer? That makes no giggity gosh darn sense. If there's anything that I've learned about Booger 2988 pounds, is that this guy is very manipulative in the sense that he does everything that he can to make people feel sorry for him.
It's the fun part about being old and fat. You never know. You don't know if you'll wake up tomorrow. You don't know if today is that stroke or heart attack you've been waiting on, or if it's going to be a healthy day and you feel real good for a change. You never know.
Right, so that's one of the big criticisms that people have of Boogie, is that he's always complaining about his life. He's always trying to make people feel sorry for him about his life, when he could be making very simple, easy choices to better his life, right? He could get his weight under control. He talks about how he has no money. He has a multi-million subscriber channel that he barely uploads to. So the idea that Boogie, now that people are doubting his cancer diagnosis, wouldn't just prove it doesn't make any sense. Now, Boogie claims that the reason why he won't show his cancer diagnosis is because it's the last thing that he has. He's shared so many other things about his life. This is the last thing that he has for himself.
So stupid.
This is the last thing I have is my medical records.
All right, do you care about
If I
this
hand
anymore?
this over, I've given over literally every goddamn thing.
That is so unbelievably stupid. Boogie, you've already told us you have cancer. You've said it to us. We already know. You don't have to show all of your medical records, right? If you have like AIDS or something from the strippers that you fucked, you can block that part out. Nobody cares about that. What we want to know is, do you actually have cancer? Did you actually get the cancer diagnosis when you said you got it? That's all we want to know. And it's not a matter of you keeping it private because you've already told it to us. This excuse is complete nonsensical gobbledygook. His co-host on his podcast, Keemstar's tweet, where it's a little vague, but he basically talks about everything that he knows. Boogie 2988 fake cancer drama. To the best of my knowledge, based on everything that I know, Boogie went on steroids that could cause cancer in the blood years ago and was warned of the dangers. 2 years ago, after he lost all his money in crypto, he went to the doctor and had high red blood cells indicating he may have cancer blood. Before he got any confirmation, he rushed to make a YouTube video announcing he had cancer. 2 years later, he still doesn't have confirmation he has cancer, but he been telling everyone he does and used it for sympathy multiple times. Whether it was promoting his crypto scam or asking people to financially support him, lying about the cancer could be considered fraud. He's scheduled to get a confirmation test to see if he 100% has cancer soon. So ironically, even though he's lied, he may still have cancer. Whole thing is sad as hell. Now, just to be crystal clear, Keemstar did not specify whether or not Boogie showed him his medical records, right? So this could just be what Keemstar believes happened, right? And then on the other hand, we have Boogie's brother, apparently. He also put out a tweet. To those who are trolling my brother, #Boogie2988, I can confirm that his diagnosis of polycythemia vera is absolutely true. He has suffered with this debilitating condition for at least 2 years. I stake my reputation as a health professional on this fact. So you can see his name is Brian Williams, PhD. Now, there are some people, you know, debating, trying to figure out if he's like an actual doctor or not, like medical doctor. Obviously, like if you have a PhD, that doesn't necessarily mean you are a practicing doctor. But in my opinion, though, I feel like that's missing the forest for the trees. Does that necessarily mean all that much unless he's Boogie's doctor, unless he's done the test himself, unless he's analyzed all the data? I don't necessarily know that him being a doctor necessarily means anything. Could be wrong, though. Let me know in the comments down below. So I would have the same question for him that I would have for Keemstar, right? I would say, hold up. Did Boogie show you his diagnosis? Because again, that's the only thing that matters here. We need proof that he was diagnosed with cancer. Okay, so does Boogie 2988 have cancer or not? We don't have definitive proof. I personally believe he doesn't, because if he did, there's literally no reason as to why he wouldn't just prove it. However, even if he does have cancer, he lied about using the money from the crypto scam in order to pay his medical bills.
The money's already spent. It's at Mercy Hospital right now. It's gone. I used it to pay debts. I used it to pay medical debts.
Boogie made the claim that the money that he got from the crypto scam, he already used it to pay his medical debts. I mean, what can he do? What can he do? He's a guy with cancer and he used the money to pay for the cancer. Well, not for the cancer, but for the treatments to fight against cancer. You know what I mean.
But when he shared what he had, it fell far short of even what I was expecting. He gave me 2 receipts for the time period, one for $154, the other for a copay of $60, a total of $214 by the time we talked.
Boogie did not use the money from the crypto scam in order to pay his medical debts. He still had the money that he got from the scam when he talked to CoffeeZilla. Whatever medical bills he was paying, were they for cancer? Were they not for cancer? Were they for his other various diseases? Who knows? They do not amount to the amount of money that he got from the crypto scam. It was not all used for medical bills. And this next part. I'm edging right now. One of my favorite things is to see manipulative liars being trapped in a corner, to see them in real time, the realization that they can't get out of this one, they can't lie their way out of this one, and to see the way that they break down is, chef's kiss.
Wait, that's on June 28th. That's on June 28th. You showed me a payment for $550 on June 28th, which is after we talked, after you told me the money was all gone.
Yes! Have you never heard of the colloquialism? Yeah, that money's all gone. It's all spent. I have a specific thing I need to do with it. Have you never heard that colloquialism? Use fucking Google then. It's very common.
I'm not going to lie. I actually haven't heard of that colloquialism. But either way, what he said was not a colloquialism. I played it. He literally said that the money was already spent, that they were at Mercy Hospital, that he could not, repay the people even if he wanted to.
The money's already spent. It's at Mercy Hospital right now. It's gone. I used it to pay debts. I used it to pay medical debts.
What an absolute disgusting weasel, okay? To be clear, he's disgusting because he's weaselly, not because he's fat. Anyways, listen. This guy's a scumbag. No matter which way you slice it. I personally don't think he has cancer. I think he's lying about having cancer, but maybe that ends up being disproven. He still lied about his treatment for the cancer. And that is still almost as bad. Like, you're still lying about your cancer. It's absolutely disgusting. So, anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.